Hey guys, this is question 10 on your quiz study guide. I'm going to go through each of the free body diagrams. So this first one, you are given your acceleration of your object and you are given the normal force. So our normal force and our force of gravity are going to be equal. So your force of gravity is also going to be 50 newtons. Then your next step would be to find your mass. You are going to use your F equals ma formula for that, and you're going to plug in your force of gravity of 50, solve for mass, and then your acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8. All right, when you solve, your mass is going to equal 1.5 kilograms. So that is 5.1 kilograms, sorry, 5.1 kilograms. And then you can use that information to find your net force by multiplying those two numbers. So 5.1 times 3 is going to give you 15.3 newtons, and that is going to the right, as our acceleration tells us. So since we do not have a force opposing our applied force, you just have that applied force, that is going to be the same as your net force, right? You are given your force of gravity and your overall net force. So your force of gravity is going to be the same as your normal force. And then we can find our mass by using our force of gravity, and again, dividing that by 9.8 meters per second squared, and that is going to give you a mass of 40.8 kilograms. Right? Then for your acceleration, you are technically using the F equals ma formula. These three things would always go together in that formula, but since you have a net force of 0, your acceleration is also going to be 0. Right? So that one's pretty easy. For the third one, I actually didn't give you enough information to finish this whole thing, which is my bad. But we can fill in what we do know. So you've got your force of gravity. So again, you can fill in your normal force of 80 newtons. And then you are given your net force of 10 newtons to the right. We can find the mass, which is going to take your force of gravity, divide that by 9.8. You're going to get 8.16 kilograms. And then you can use these three things again to find your acceleration. So you're going to take 10 newtons, divide that by 8.16. We're using that F equals ma formula to do this, by the way. And that's going to give you an acceleration of your object of 1.23 meters per second squared. And that is going to the right. So from here, I didn't actually give you enough to finish, but you would know that this number, your applied force, should be 10 greater, because this is 10 newtons to the right of your net force is 10 newtons, right? So your applied force should be 10 greater than your friction force. So just for example, let's say I gave you a friction force of 20 newtons. This would be 30 newtons, all right? On a quiz or a test, I would give you enough information to finish, so it would not stress you out. But anyway, I hope that video helped you figure these three things out. Let me know if you have questions.